If you really simplify it, there are two main functions to wholesaling real estate. One, getting good deals, and two, building a cash buyer list who you can wholesale your deals to. And on today's video, get ready to learn not just how to build a cash buyer list, but more specifically how to profile and segment your cash buyer list and the 10 most important questions to ask every cash buyer coming up. Hi there, it's Jerry Norton, and if you're new here to make more money in less time flipping real estate so you can live your dream life, subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon to get notified when new videos are released. The first thing you need to understand is that it's not about the size of the list that matters, but rather the quality of the list. You see, the more robust your cash buyer list is, the more money you'll make and the faster you'll move your deals. Now, when I say robust, I'm talking about a list of local, active cash buyers in your market that are looking for their next deal. And the key to building a robust list of local active cash buyers in your market is to personalize your list. Now, I refer to this as profiling your cash buyers. When it really comes down to it, every cash buyer is different in their investing strategies and their wants and needs. And the more you understand them, the better you can find and bring them the exact deals they're looking for. So for example, I once had a cash buyer that bought 2 to 3 rentals a year that he fixed and managed himself after his day job. I knew exactly what he wanted, and like clockwork, I found and wholesaled deals for like 4 to 5 years that equated to over $100,000 in wholesale profits from one cash buyer. What I recommend you do is segment your list into 3 categories. Category 1 is your A list. These are your best cash buyers. They are ready to buy. They make a decision fast and they have easy access to capital. Your A buyers are worthy of a personal call from you about your deal before anyone else. Category 2 is your B list. Now, these are cash buyers that need more hand-holding. They may need to see the property more than once. They may have to get funding lined up in order to be able to buy. They're still good buyers, but definitely not as good as your A list. Once your A list buyers have had a chance, send your deal to your B list. Now, I usually don't personally call them, so an email or a text about your deal is fine. And then finally is your C list. Now, these are people who you don't have a relationship with and you don't really know much about them, and somehow they just made it onto your list. Once your A and B list buyers have had a shot at your deal, push it out to your C list. Now, by segmenting your cash buyers into these 3 different categories, it allows you to match your deals with the ideal buyer, but the key is taking the time to learn about your cash buyers and then having a good system for managing and tracking and following up, which in a second I'll review the 10 questions to ask every cash buyer. But to help you better manage your cash buyer list effectively, today's video is brought to you by Flipster. Flipster is the #1 house flipping deal management system on the market. Not only does it organize, streamline, and automate all of the steps to flipping houses, but it especially helps you build, grow, and segment your cash buyer list. So it's really cool whether you're working on your first deal or you're doing deals every month, Flipster can take you to the next level. To learn more and see it in action, just go to getflipster.com or click the link in the description below. Okay, so let's dive into the 10 questions to ask cash buyers that will allow you to properly profile and segment them into your A, B, and C list. I'll add this list into the description box below so you can reference it later. Okay, so question number 1 is, are you looking for buy and hold or fix and flip deals? Now, this is the first thing you want to know about a cash buyer because the 2 strategies vary significantly from each other, such as the buy formula, level of rehab, etc. Whenever I get a new wholesale deal, the first thing I ask is, would my ideal buyer like this for a buy and hold or a fix and flip? If the answer is buy and hold, take the deal to your buy and hold cash buyers, starting with the A list. And if the answer is fix and flip, take the deal to your fix and flip cash buyers, again, starting with your A list. Question number 2 is, what area do you like to buy in? Most cash buyers are very particular about the neighborhoods and areas that they love to invest in, as well as the areas they absolutely will not invest in. For example, if you were to profile me as a cash buyer, I have a rule that I do not fix and flip in neighborhoods where the ARV is below $100,000. Why? My personal preference is I don't like to fix and flip in lower income neighborhoods. The reason isn't the point. The point is, if I'm on a wholesaler's A list, he would know not to call me with a deal that has an ARV below $100,000. And honestly, my sweet spot is ARV between $300,000 and $600,000 for fix and flips. Nothing is more frustrating to me as a cash buyer than to give my criteria to a wholesaler and then he or she starts sending me deals that don't fit my criteria. That is not how to build a strong relationship relationship with your cash buyers. Question number 3 is what type of property criteria do you require? Now this is referring to the specs on the home. For example, some investors don't do 2-bedroom homes or homes that are below 1,000 square feet. Some don't do condos or townhouses. Some don't do heavy rehabs or additions. Others prefer heavy rehabs and additions. Some don't do homes without a garage, and so on and so on. You get the point. Find out as much as you can about the preferences and restrictions from your cash buyers. Step number 4 is what type of return are you typically looking for on your properties once you renovate and rent or flip them? Now, this is a long-winded way of asking, what is your current buy formula? Now, this is critical because not all investors follow the same buy criteria. For example, the standard fix and flip buy formula is 70% of ARV less repairs. But if your cash buyer buys at, say, 75% of the ARV less repairs, then you can wholesale deals to him or her for much more. Take the time to learn your cash buyer's buy criteria and you'll squeeze every penny in profit from your deals. Question number 5 is, do you purchase properties with liquid funds or do you borrow capital? This question lets you know if they use hard money to fund their deals. Knowing that is important because if they do, then you want to make sure that they get approval for funding. Now, question 6 is a follow-up to this question. How much time do you require to close on deals? Keep in mind, if using hard money, they will typically need 30 days to close, so they have plenty of time to get their funding lined up. Don't take a deal that needs to close in 10 days to a cash buyer that's using hard money or needs longer to close. Okay, question number 7 is, assuming I bring deals that meet your criteria, how many per month can you take down? Now, this is an important question to see what type of volume your cash buyer does, as well as his bandwidth. Some investors do 50 deals a year, and some do 2 deals a year. This allows you to know how often you can bring them new deals. Question number 8 is, when are you looking to close on your next deal? Again, this lets you know if and when they're ready to buy again. Another similar question I like to ask is, if I bring you a deal that meets your criteria, are you prepared to go under contract to buy it? Now that seems like an obvious question, but it allows the cash buyer to bring up any other objections that might be preventing them from buying that you haven't previously discussed. Question number 9 is, what other services can I help you with? Now, I believe in what I call full service wholesaling. Find out what else you can do to make their life easier. Maybe they need a title company or a contractor. I believe the more problems you solve, the more money you'll make. Now, I did an entire video discussing how to provide additional value to your cash buyers and how by doing so, you can get 25% more per deal. So watch that video to learn how. And question number 10, are you willing to follow my protocol for going under contract on deals? Now, I personally have very specific steps and requirements for a cash buyer to go under contract on one of my deals, such as a non-refundable earnest money and specific steps for how to view the property and submit their offer. To learn this criteria, watch this video. Once you explain your process and requirements to go under contract on one of your deals, make sure they can follow that protocol. So those are the 10 most important questions to ask cash buyers. Again, I'll put those questions below in the description box so you can have that as a reference the next time you're talking to a cash buyer. Now, I really hope you learned something on this video. If you did, hit that like button right now and leave a comment. Let me know your biggest takeaway and specifically if you plan on profiling and segmenting your cash buyer list. I'd love to hear from you. And seriously, guys, if you're into flipping real estate, subscribe to my channel. As of this recording, I've done over 350 videos all on how to make money flipping real estate. I've organized all of them by topic in playlists. You can learn so much right here on my channel to help you make more money in less time so you can live your dream life. Do that now, and I'll see you on the next video.